Ben Stokes breaks silence on handshake row with India. Stokes breaks silence on controversial handshake incident. The series is bigger than those 20 minutes. Manchester, England, July 27th. England skipper Ben Stokes is captured in conversation with Indian batsman Ravindra Jadeja following the conclusion of Day 5 of the fourth Test match between England and India at Emirates Old Trafford on July 27, 2025, in Manchester, England. Photo by Stu Forster, Getty Images. England's captain Ben Stokes has finally addressed the contentious handshake controversy that dominated discussions following the Old Trafford Test last week, a match he'll be unable to participate in for the series finale of the ongoing Anderson-Tendulkar Trophy. The dramatic episode unfolded during the tension-filled fourth Test, when Indian batsmen Ravindra Jadeja and Washington Sundar explicitly rejected Stokes' proposition to conclude the match with a draw before the commencement of the final hour's play. Expand your cricket experience by subscribing to our YouTube channel now. https://youtube.com/@toysports. After battling diligently to secure a respectable draw, Jadeja and Washington, batting impressively at 89 and 80 runs respectively, firmly declined Stokes' offer which he had initially presented to the umpire. This rejection visibly frustrated the England captain. The exchange grew heated as Zach Crawley and Ben Duckett joined in, questioning India's motivation to continue playing. In a moment of evident sarcasm, Stokes remarked, "Do you want to score 100 against Harry Brook?" To which Jadeja simply responded, "I can't do anything." Throughout the tense interaction, Jadeja maintained his composure with a gracious smile, effectively dismissing their protests. It's worth noting that according to official cricket regulations, India was completely entitled to continue their batting innings. In his recent statement, Stokes defended his decision to extend the handshake offer to both Jadeja and Washington. "I completely comprehend why Jadeja and Sundar wanted to achieve their centuries, but I wasn't prepared to risk my bowlers' well-being. We've moved beyond the incident, and so have India. Let's shift our focus away from those 20 minutes of controversy. This has been an exceptional series overall," Stokes explained to journalists on the eve of the upcoming Oval Test. But here's where it gets interesting. The controversy has sparked a wider debate about cricket etiquette and the unwritten rules of the game. When does competitive spirit cross into unsportsmanlike territory? And should personal milestones ever take precedence over team objectives? Poll: was Ben Stokes justified in offering a draw to India during the Test match? Yes, it demonstrated proper sportsmanship. No, the match should have continued as scheduled. Undecided. It depends on the specific circumstances. I'm not a cricket follower. Stokes, who has exemplified leadership throughout the series by claiming an impressive 17 wickets while contributing crucial runs with his batting, will unfortunately miss the finale at the Oval due to a shoulder injury. Meanwhile, Archer has been given rest after making his long-awaited return to Test cricket following a 4-year absence. Fast bowler Brydon Carse will also be absent from the concluding Test, according to an official statement released by the England and Wales Cricket Board, ECB, on Wednesday. Team captain Ben Stokes is unavailable for selection due to an injury to his right shoulder. Additionally absent are spinner Liam Dawson and pace specialists Jofra Archer and Brydon Carse. The England squad will now include Jacob Bethel, who will take the number 6 batting position. Surrey bowling talents Gus Atkinson and Jamie Overton have been called up to the team, alongside Nottinghamshire fast bowler Josh Tongue, the ECB announced. What do you think about Stokes' handling of the situation? Was he right to offer the draw, or should he have respected the batsmen's desire to reach their centuries? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Cricket's draw furore. England's aggressive mindset, cultural insensitivity. Cricket's enduring draw furore has sparked a heated debate, and I'm here to share a personal anecdote that sheds light on the issue. Ben Stokes and Brendan McCullum's aggressive approach to the game has undoubtedly brought excitement and freedom to the English team, but it's essential to remember that not everyone shares their mindset. The recent incident where India refused to accept a draw against England highlights the cultural differences in the sport. What we witnessed was a mix of disappointment, fatigue, and a dash of cultural insensitivity from the English team. Certain situations are viewed differently around the world, and it's crucial to respect these differences. I recall the Johnny Bairstow incident at Lord's during the 2023 Ashes, and Ravi Ashwin's run-out of Jos Buttler in the 2019 Indian Premier League, which were perceived differently in the UK and abroad. In international cricket, centuries hold more significance, and it's not uncommon for teams to push for a win, even when a draw seems likely. I remember a game in 2008 where I was playing for Surrey against Somerset in the county championship. The wicket was flat, and the game was heading towards a draw. I was on 190, and the players started shaking hands. But Justin Langer, the Somerset captain, intervened saying, "We're staying on. Either we get Mark out, or he gets a double hundred." The game ended shortly after I reached 200, and Justin's decision highlighted the importance of respecting a batter's milestone. It's not that the English team completely disregards individual achievements. We've seen players like Joe Root celebrate milestones, and Graham Gooch, Alistair Cook, and Jimmy Anderson have spoken about their pride in achieving them. If a young English player were 90 not out, seeking their maiden Test century, I hope their captain would be aware of the moment and allow them to reach it. Achieving a century is a significant milestone in a player's life, and the confidence it brings can be immense. Some of the comments captured on the stump microphone didn't reflect well on England. They played magnificent cricket, but the petulance overshadowed it. I hope the ending will teach them a lesson about respecting other teams' cultures and players' ambitions. In a 5-test series between evenly matched teams, there will be times when a draw becomes a positive result. It takes me back to England and South Africa in 1998, when Angus Fraser blocked out Alan Donald in the last over for a draw, which buoyed us up and helped us win the last 2 tests to take the series. As we approach the final game, the contest is still alive. The oval pitch is expected to be flat, but Gus Atkinson's inclusion could bring some extra movement. England will need to decide their attack based on the quality and fragility of their bowlers. The idea of resting and rotating fit players is puzzling, especially in a huge game like this. The big question is the captain, as England cannot afford for Stokes to go bust. Beyond Stokes and Root, Ben Duckett and Zach Crawley emerged with credit, taking the attack to the Indian bowlers and making it difficult for them to stop them scoring. We should savor their successes, rather than jumping on their failures. The draw furore has sparked a debate, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Do you think England's approach was justified, or should they have respected India's decision? Share your comments below. Sunil Gavaskar's bold comments on Ben Stokes and the handshake controversy. Sunil Gavaskar takes a stance against Ben Stokes over handshake incident. Words are just words. In a bold move, the iconic Indian cricketer Sunil Gavaskar has openly criticized Ben Stokes and the England cricket team for their apparent double standards. This comes in light of the handshake debacle that occurred during the 5th day of the 4th Test match in Manchester last week. After India had batted for over 5 sessions, effectively eliminating any chance of an English victory, Stokes attempted to convince Ravindra Jadeja to shake hands and agree to a draw. However, Jadeja declined, which seemed to provoke Stokes and his teammates. Stokes even went so far as to mock Jadeja and Washington's Sundar, questioning whether they would achieve their centuries against the less experienced bowlers Harry Brook and Joe Root. Gavaskar has not held back in addressing what he perceives as hypocrisy from Stokes and his squad, referencing a previous incident from the Edgbaston Test, which India had won earlier this month. During a media conference following their loss in the 2nd Test in Birmingham, some players from England, attempting to be humorous, questioned why India set them a target exceeding 600 runs. They even suggested that India was afraid to chase anything above 450. Ironically, when they were riding high after scoring heavily on flat pitches in Pakistan, they boasted about their ability to chase down 600 runs ahead of the India tour last year. However, when it came time to bat up their words in Birmingham, they lost by a staggering 336 runs, failing to even reach 300 while claiming they could chase over 600. Gavaskar expressed in his column for Sportstar. He emphasized that scoring a century in Test cricket is a significant achievement and stated that had he been the captain of India, he would have instructed his players to continue batting until the end of the overs. They made snide comments about the batters who were nearing their centuries, suggesting they were only achieving this against a part-time bowler. What they failed to recognize was the dedication and perseverance these batters displayed against top bowlers for over 4 hours to reach the 80s. If England wanted to prevent them from scoring centuries, they should have fielded their best bowlers instead of complaining about the batters reaching their milestones against Harry Brook. Scoring a Test century is no easy feat and doesn't happen in every match. So the batters had every right to continue playing and achieve their personal goals, which they ultimately did. If I were in charge, I would have encouraged them to keep batting and exhaust the fielders even further, especially after the antics displayed by the English players when their offer was turned down, he added.